Regular meeting of the Brantley County Board of Education in order. At this time, we're going to ask Mr. Craig Morgan to say the prayer, and then we'll have the pledge.
Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for a beautiful day today, God. Just thank you for your blessing. God, this time we just pray for the members of this board, Lord, as they make the decisions to affect our students and our staff. God, we just pray you down on knowledge and wisdom. Make those, Lord, in the best ways they can. Father, just lead, God, and direct us throughout the rest of this week. In Christ's name we pray.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we welcome everybody and thank you all for coming. Mr. Carey's going to be running a few minutes late, but we're going to go ahead and get started. So for our superintendent's update, Dr. Moore.
Yes, sir. I look forward to bragging on our schools. I'm excited to announce that all 7 of our schools received an impressive 4 or 5 stars on the school climate rating. Those schools earning 4 stars include Waynesville Primary, Nahunta Primary, Nahunta Elementary, and Brantley County High School. The 3 schools earning 5 stars are Atkinson Elementary, Hoboken Elementary, and Brantley County Middle School. So very proud of all 7 of our schools. If we can turn our attention to the PowerPoint, please. On the PowerPoint, you will see my first slide celebrating excellence in our schools. The Nahunta Elementary School students pictured have recently received certificates for working hard and moving from Tier 2 to Tier 1 in the Response to Intervention program. The top right picture shows a Nahunta primary student getting a treat from Dr. Carter's office for mastering up a level in math. And the bottom right picture shows me having the privilege of working with a sweet Waynesville primary kindergartner who's sharing a book with me in which she made a 100 on her AR test. The next slide. Students from Waynesville Primary, Nahunta Primary, and Hoboken Elementary celebrated the 100th day of school last month. You can see students doing various counting activities that involve 100. The bottom right picture shows some kindergarten students dressed as 100-year-old citizens of Brantley County. On our next slide, you will see on the left pictures from Hoboken Elementary School celebrating a fantastic 9 weeks with a PBIS Tailgate Party. PBIS stands for Positive Behavior Intervention System. In order to attend the PBIS celebration, students had to maintain outstanding behavior and attendance. Pictures on the right reveal our precious pre-K students from classrooms across the county getting smarter every day. Next, you will see students learning and having fun at Nahunta Primary and Atkinson Elementary School. In addition to playground fun, you can see students at MPS working independently with the Chromebook and chalkboard, as well as small groups with their teacher. The bottom left picture shows Mr. Steve from Atkinson Elementary assisting a student with finding the surface area of a cube. The middle bottom picture shows Atkinson Elementary School students and Coach Abel kicking off a basketball tournament during PE. Our next slide showcases some science fair projects from Brantley County Middle School. And next, we have Brantley County High School. You can see some FBLA students that attended the Region 2 Leadership Conference at Coffee County High School. Our students competed in 13 different competitions and advanced to state in 8 events. BCHS placed 2nd overall in the region. The bottom picture shows our hard-working PBIS team at RESA during a recent training session. Top right picture, our wrestling students, the 2 that went on to state this past weekend and finished in the top 8. The students are Colt Crosby and Eddie Singletary, and coaches Mr. Jay Edwards and Mr. Clay Johns. The bottom right picture contains beautiful artwork from Miss Amy Lee's art classes at Brantley County High School. And at this time, I would like to ask Miss Kathy Stevens from Nahunta Elementary School, Miss Boyd from Hoboken Elementary, and Dr. Haney from Brantley County Middle to come forward so we can recognize some Tech Fair winners These students placed first at district and are advancing to state competition in March.
Okay, Miss Ansley Turner. She is the daughter of Anna Drury and Charles Drury and Jessie Turner. And she got her first place award for digital photography. We are so proud of her.
Miss Callie Oakey. Her parents are Stephanie and Robert Oakey, and she got first place in productivity design. Good job. Along with Miss J.C. Riggins, her parents are Jennifer and Jeffrey Riggins, and she did her project with Callie as well, productivity design. Our next student is Jason Steele. Jason, hey. His parents are Timothy Steele and Reba Kennedy, and his project was project programming. Good job, Jason. Our next student was Rowan Davis. His parents are Julia and Wesley Davis, and he was first place in mobile apps. Sarah Osborne is our next student. Her parents are Dion and Rob Osborne, and her first place category was productivity design. Good job, Sarah. Next, we have Kylie Moore. Her parents are Chad Moore and Christy Jordan, and her project was also productivity design. Good job. And last but not least, Mason Crawford. His parents are Sabrina and Wyatt Hutchison, and his category was Technology Literacy Challenge. Good job, Mason.
Good job. You may be seated.
At Brantley County Middle School, we actually have a STEM class that we're very excited about, and they earn high school credit for this class. It's taught by Gary Edholm. We have a lot of students in there, a lot of female students that I'm very excited about getting in this field, and also our male students going in, having some great projects this year. So tell you a little bit about their projects. If Mallory Smith, she is the daughter of Chris and Brandy Smith. She was in video production, and the title of the project was Service Dogs, and her partner was Haley Pollard, parents Charles Pollard. Haley is here tonight. Okay. Our next category was Michael Lamb, parents Michelle and Chris Corbett in graphic design, and the title of the project was Logo. And his partner was Brian Rodriguez, parents Abel and Maria Rivas, and graphic design again, Project Logo. I don't think they're here tonight, but they did an awesome job with theirs as well. Kayla Cribb. Is Kayla here tonight? Kayla did hers. She is the daughter of Tiffany Davis. She did her project in digital photo design, and the title of the project was Personal Pictures. Our next project is Brian Rios and Ethan Crawford. Brian is the son of Jacinta and Maribel Rios, and their tech category was device modification, and the title of the project, this was a very impressive home monitoring system. They're actually doing a safety monitoring system for the home. Very impressive. And that was Brian Rios and Ethan Crawford, who is the son of Jessica Gwynn. And our next, I know Miss Cassidy is here. If you'll come on up, Miss Cassidy. Cassidy is the daughter of Sarah and Sam Street. Her tech category was audio production, and the title of the project was The Original Techno Beat. And our last category was Amber Beaver. She is the daughter of Jill Beaver. Her tech category is digital game design, And her title of her project was Case Closed. And again, just want to brag on this program. We're really excited for all of these young ones that are coming up to us, knowing all of these great tech skills, and it's really paying off. Again, they're getting their high school credit for the classes in middle school, so we're very excited about that. But on top of all of that, just the things that they're learning, and whenever I go in this class, how impressed that I am with everything they can do, and that this is something that they can take straight into the job market. So very impressed with them, and we placed in every single category that we went to Tech Fair with, so very proud of our kids this year at Brantley Middle.
Next, we'll have Miss Stephanie Boyd come back and recognize some students that are going to state with science fair.
Okay, Miss Jessica Rendon, her parents are Anna and Juan Rendon. She's going to State Science Fair. And then we had a trio, Miss Allie Gibson, who is the daughter of Tony and Donna Gibson, Miss Reagan Bowers, who's daughter of Justin and Beth Bowers, and Miss Emma Jacobs, whose parents are John and Lynn Jacobs. They did their project all together. Good job, girls.
You may be seated. I'd also like to give a spring sports update. I'm pleased to announce that our girls varsity soccer team won their first 2 games against region foes Tattnall County and Appling County. Tennis began last week, and our boys and girls varsity teams recorded victories over Ware County with scores of 4-1 for both teams. Furthermore, our JV boys tennis team placed second in a tournament over the weekend in Wayne County, and our JV girls team really showed out and came in first in the tournament. Baseball begins tomorrow with a game in Charlton, and track and golf have begun practicing as well. Last but not least, the Board of Education and I would like to let everyone know that we will be voting on a resolution to oppose the location of the waste facility landfill during our meeting. That concludes the superintendent update, and Mr. Chairperson, I would like to suggest we take a 5-minute recess to allow any of our students, parents, or guests who would like to slip out and not stay for the entire meeting.
Thank you all for coming.
just trying to get Brenda coming that way, that takes a while.
Yeah. Okay, at this time, we'll go ahead and continue on with our meeting. Ms. Kim has a couple of more updates.
Yes, I would like to ask Miss Laura Lynn to come forward, and she's going to give us a school nutrition update.
Real quick, we've got some exciting I've talked to y'all because there's hardly any more audience now. A couple of things coming up. National School Breakfast Week will be coming up. You'll see our promotions, really encouraging our students to eat breakfast. School Lunch Hero Day is May 5th, and that's where we recognize our school lunch personnel. Feed My School for a Week. I told you about this back at the end of last year. We were chosen by the Department of Agriculture, and hopefully Commissioner Black will come during that week, but it's at Nahunta Elementary and Primary, both schools. And during that week, it'll be focused on Georgia-grown products, agriculture, and all the things that would fall under that umbrella. So it's going to be a great week, and I hope you all will get to come at least one of those days to see the things that we'll be doing. And then summer lunch will kick off on June 1st. We're already getting ready to roll those buses out for summer lunch. It'll start June 1st and go through July 27th. Last week, we got word that we received a $35,000 equipment grant for serving lines at Nahunta Elementary's cafeteria. So we're really, really excited about the possibility of revamping and redoing. I think those serving lines are about 30 years old. So Dee was ecstatic. May take some of our program money, added to that $35,000, but it will certainly come in handy to redo those. If you've been at Atkinson Elementary's cafeteria, that's kind of the idea that we're going with, that inverted U. So we're going to get started on that. And the only other thing I wanted to share with you are these two wonderful school nutrition assistants that are here tonight. I want Alicia Lane to stand up. This is Alicia, and she works at Nahunta Elementary. And this is Miss Ann Greiner, and she's at Waynesville Primary. And both of these ladies placed first at our District 8 culinary contest. Now, for the last 4 years, we have been big winners in the culinary. I have high expectations for good food. So, Alicia's category is a whole grain bread, and she chose blueberries, and it is amazing. It has a lemon glaze, and so she stood way out in the competition at districts. So she's going to be headed to state. And then Miss Ann is in fruit dessert, and her recipe includes the vanilla pudding dry mix, but then she uses the juices from the fruit instead of, adding milk or anything like that. So it's really a great dessert. And so she's going to be headed to state too. So both of these ladies will be representing Brantley County and 8th District. And so I'm extremely proud of them, and I wanted you to know about their accomplishments with their cooking skills.
Congratulations. Thank you.
All right, is there any public participation at this time? All right, hearing none. Approval of the agenda. Get a motion to accept the agenda,
I make a motion to accept the agenda.
and a second.
I'll second.
Any concerns, questions? Hearing none. Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Disposition of the minutes on page 3 in your handbook. Can I get a motion to accept the minutes?
I make a motion we accept the minutes as presented.
And a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Corrections, concerns? None? Ms. Teresa? Thank you. Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. All right. Action item, monthly financial reports on page 17. Get a motion to accept the financial reports.
I make a motion to accept.
And a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. David?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. School financial reports on page 28. Get a motion to accept the school financial reports.
I'll make a motion to accept.
And a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Would y'all please go back and tell y'all's bookkeepers, we really appreciate a good job, because they really do an excellent job for us.
Any other discussion? Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
The chair votes yes. Athletic receipts report. It's page 108. You don't have to vote on those. Any concerns? Hearing none, we'll move along to SPOS revenue report on page 111. Somebody want to read that?
It was up to $130,344.10, so keep spending local, even your gas counts. Don't cross to the Bay Cross or the Glenn County line before you get gas.
All right, action items. Superintendent.
Yes, sir. I recommend to approve the Title 6B budget amendment as presented.
Okay, you hear the superintendent's recommendation. Could I get a motion?
I make a motion to accept.
And a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Action item number 12, I recommend to approve the bid of $21,500 from Howard Technology Solutions to purchase 100 Chromebooks for the Special Education Department.
Okay, you hear the superintendent's recommendation. Could we get a motion
I'll make a motion.
and a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. David?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Action item 13, I recommend to approve the bid of $30,691.25 from Mobile Fixtures to purchase a combi oven for the school nutrition program at Brantley County High School and a double stack steamer for the school nutrition program at Brantley County Middle School.
Okay, you hear the superintendent's recommendation. Could I get a motion
I'll make a motion, we accept.
and a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Action item 14, I recommend to approve the purchase of fleet maintenance routing software for the Transportation Department from Traversa. The cost will be $10,669 for the first year, $4,900 for the second year, and $5,145 for the third year.
Hear the superintendent's recommendation. Could I get a motion
I'll make a motion.
and a second? I'll second. Any discussion?
I have some concerns on this. I know we talked about this at length, and had questions, and Mr. Jeff did a wonderful job explaining. But I know Mr. David talked about he's upgraded his office with software and then not be able to use it, and I'm just afraid that's what's gonna happen if we depend on 911 and the power school, which I know it's all gonna cross over, if I understand it right, but I don't know, I'm old fashioned, I like the hard copy directions, and that's just my concerns. I'm just wondering if all the kinks has been worked out yet, and spend $12,000 and we're not sure it's gonna work, but that's just my personal. I think you did a wonderful job preparing it, if it'll just work, that's the thing. That's my concern, is it gonna work with our location?
Based on the information and the webinars that I had with
Any other discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
No.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Action item 15, I recommend to approve the bid of $33,540 from Howard Technology Solutions to purchase 138 Chromebooks for testing. The Chromebooks will be distributed among Brantley County Middle School, Hoboken Elementary School, and Nahunta Elementary School, and instructional funds from these schools will be used to make the purchase.
Okay, you hear the superintendent's recommendation. Can I get a motion
Make a motion.
and a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. David?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
The chair votes yes.
Action item 16, I recommend to approve the resolution opposing the location of a solid waste handling facility in Brantley County.
Hear the superintendent's recommendation. Can I get a motion
I'll make a motion.
and a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? What this is the opposing of the location of the site, because due to lack of us being provided knowledge and information of that, and it being in close proximity to Atkinson and Waynesville schools. We as a board felt very strongly about the location of that site. So that's why we had our attorney draw up a resolution. Any other
I
discussion?
think you did a real good job, attorney.
Very good job.
I like the last paragraph sums it up. It says, "Now therefore be it resolved," I like them big words too. "Be it resolved by the Brantley County Board of Education that the members of this board express their unanimous opposition to the proposed solid waste handling facility described under the current application for solid waste handling permit request for the site suitability made on December the 29th, 2016 by the Brantley County Development Partners with the Georgia Environmental Protection Division." And the key word in there is under the current application. And my concerns is, are wanting to do this, and we had some public participation at our last meeting, with concerns about the area, but is the location and the lack of information and the way this was brought out without a lot of disclosure as to what the long-term effects can be, and with kids, and I don't want to sit here tonight, I'm personally against putting any solid waste in the ground anywhere, and I feel strongly that we're not really owning up to our responsibilities when we take our trash and dump it in our neighbor's yard. Putting trash in the ground in Camden County or Wayne County or Charlton County is just as bad as putting trash in the ground in Brantley County. And there's got to be a better way, but with the lack of information and the lack of insight into this, and you feel like it was kind of slid in at the last minute in the dark of the night, for lack of a better word, I feel strongly that the board's doing the right thing in taking an opposing view of this until somebody comes and proves us different. And at that point in time, I would certainly entertain any input, and I've even asked around some to get some people to come to us and tell us what's going on, tell us why we're wrong, and nobody stepped up and done that yet. So I appreciate the attorney and the superintendent and the board chair for getting this resolution together so that we can speak with one voice about standing up for our kids. And,
Thank you. Any other discussion? Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Mr. David?
yes.
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Action item 17, I recommend to approve the bid of $24,765.29 from Robbie Robertson Ford to purchase a truck for the maintenance department.
I'll make a motion we accept.
In a second.
I'll second that one.
Any discussion?
I'm glad we hadn't picked up side of the road yet.
Oof.
That truck's bought in 2001, I believe.
Yeah, we've been good to him. We're getting him a brand new 2015, so we had to cut him a little slack.
They got the goodie out of them old ones. We're trying to get the white fleet up for Any other discussion? Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Action item 18, I recommend to approve the purchase of a backhoe and telehandler for the maintenance department, the cost not to exceed $75,000.
Here's the superintendent's recommendation. Could I get a motion
I make a motion.
and a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
This is equipment that we're currently having to rent, that we use it a lot, we need it a lot, but we don't own a decent one, so we rent equipment, and that's not I've never liked to rent nothing. We'd be better off in the long term.
Yep. Any other discussion? Mr. David?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We need executive session for personnel?
Yes, sir.
Before we go, I'd like to tell Mr. Jeff, I hope this program works, and when you get it in place, would you mind me coming down and watching how you do it? Thank you. Thank you.
Need a motion to go into executive session for personnel only.
I make a motion for personnel only executive session.
I'll second.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. we're out of executive session at 7:45 with no action taken. Could I get a motion to come out of executive session?
I make a motion to come out.
And a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
I'd like to recommend the following resignations for retirement at the end of the 2016-2017 school year. Ms. Cecilia Thomas, paraprofessional at Hoboken Elementary School. Ms. Kathy Lee, teacher at Hoboken Elementary School. Ms. Donna Rao, teacher at both Nahunta Primary School and Nahunta Elementary School.
Okay, you hear the superintendent's recommendation. Can I get a motion?
I'll make, I'll second.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
I'd like to make the recommendations for hire for the 2017-2018 school year. Miss Ashley Johnson, math teacher at Brantley County Middle School, and Colonel Richard Chapman, AFJOTC instructor at Brantley County High School. And Mr. Doug Hay, custodian, to begin this week at Atkinson Elementary School.
I'll make the motion.
Get a second?
I'll second. Is Ashley going to middle school? Did I misunderstand you?
Brantley County High School for Ashley Johnson.
Okay.
I thought you said middle, I'm sorry.
Ms.
Ed-
Teresa?
Go ahead.
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
I'd like to recommend,
We didn't get a second. I did.
Carried it.
I second it.
A second.
Carried.
I know it's shocking. but-
He's talking loud.
I'd like to recommend the transfer of Miss Betty Sue Cruz to transfer from school nutrition at Brantley County High School to school nutrition at Hoboken Elementary School.
And you hear the superintendent's recommendation. Could I get a
I'll make a
motion?
motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
I'd like to recommend the following athletic supplements. Jonathan Bagley, boys assistant soccer coach at Brantley County High School.
You hear the superintendent's recommendation. Could I get a motion?
I'll make the motion.
And a second?
Second.
And you can get the band director to coach sports.
Amen.
You're doing good.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
And another athletic supplement, Mr. Clay Johns, assistant golf coach at Brantley County Middle School.
I'll make a motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
I'll say.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Any other?
And the reason I was late, I was at a rec ball game. We had a ball game tonight, I'm sorry.
Y'all can all breathe a sigh of relief. The streak is still intact. Since 2000, not that long. I don't give you credit for John House, 36 years. But since
But anyway.
2005, he's never missed a meeting. He's missed a work session, but he
3
never
work
missed.
sessions.
And I was sweating it. I tell you, I was stalling. I just stretched it out as long as I could, giving you time.
But I just want to apologize, but that's why I was late. But I'm through.
All
make a
right,
motion.
make a motion. All right, and a second?
Second.
All right, Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Brenda?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank
y'all
you.
for coming, and y'all doing a great